What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my first impression and the stat speculation of the new Binding Blade units that we're getting tomorrow. So a while back I did try to guess that the next banner that we're going to be getting is going to be from Binding Blade on my Twitter, and I was able to get 3 out of 5 units which I wanted. So I guess Murdoch and Marcus will get their chance some other day. So let's begin, and the first unit we have is Melady. She, in my opinion, is one of the best Binding Blade units to use in that game, and she's a Lance Flyer. She does come with instant Lance Plus, which is basically a mini sturdy impact weapon in inheritable form. It's basically like the Valentine weapons, like Budding Bow Plus, which had the mini sturdy impact effect built into it. So this kind of effect is extremely strong for player phase units in general. And she does have attack, defense, solo, and comes with a really nice juicy skill in Wyvern Flight. So this is basically a counterpart of Pegasus Flight. It checks for defense instead of resistance, but keep in mind the actual amount of units that can use this are still pretty small, because you need to have good speed and good defense to make use of this. Both of these stats are required, and right now we don't have Phantom Defense in the game. With Pegasus Flight you could use Phantom Resistance, but with Wyvern Flight you don't have that right now. But still, there are more users of it than Pegasus Flight has, because we just have so many high defense units in general. But make sure to have like speed and defense both on those units. Only then the skill is going to be worth it. So Melody doesn't really have a preferred weapon, and she's definitely going to be facing competition in that stacked class. Here she's going to be taking out this red Bannock Heat, and I did try to speculate her stats out of this. So I'm expecting her to have like incredibly high defense and really low resistance with alright speed, I guess. I don't think she's going to be very fast because she doesn't really outspeed this red Bannock Heat here, and I think she's going to hit very, very hard. So basically like a new generation Altena, if you want to say that. She doesn't have a preferred weapon though like Altena. So that's that, and she's also not easily mergeable, but I can see her having this kind of stat spread basically. And then we have got Dieck, and hopefully I don't get demonetized for saying his name. I'm gonna try to pronounce it like Zeke from Shadows of Valentia, and that's how you pronounce his name basically. He's an Axe Infantry unit, and he comes with Tiger Roar Axe, which is a really nice name. I like that. And this weapon is really stacked because it gives him -1 special cooldown, and if he's within 2 spaces of an ally, or if he initiates combat, then he gets +5 to all of his stats. And at start of combat, if foe's HP is 100%, then he makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. So the guaranteed follow-up attack definitely gives him a pretty nice dual phase utility, which is really good. And the condition of the primary effect is pretty flexible. He's always going to be having +5 to all of his stats. The secondary condition isn't all that flexible. It just requires the foe to be at full health basically. So he has got Luna, Close Defense 4. Finally we got the skill, and we have got Null Follow-Up and Threaten Attack Defense. So Null Follow-Up leads me to believe that he's going to be pretty fast, because Null Follow-Up is usually used on fast units, and the automatic follow-up attack of his weapon is really good actually against high speed like impact users. So I believe that he is going to be having really high attack and really nice speed. Overall, kind of like the stat spread you would expect out of a Sword Infantry, but he's an Axe Infantry, so of course the competition is not really all that much. And this weapon is really stacked actually with its effect. It's really, really good and very powerful. So Dieck seems to be a pretty solid unit to me, honestly. If this is going to be his stat spread basically, he could be a really good user of the damage reduction skills as well. The next unit we have is Merlinus. So he was not a unit I was expecting. So he's basically a cavalry dagger unit, and he's a demote, so it's really good that we're getting a unique class type, because we haven't got any kind of free or easily accessible cavalry dagger unit, so that's really amazing. And he comes with some really great fodder in Wings of Mercy 3 and Distant Guard 3, as well as Reposition. So 3 really, really good skills. I hope Wings of Mercy 3 is available at 4-star. So he's a 4-star focus unit as well on this banner, so he could be merged up to +10. Now the funny thing is that whenever you see a unit in these trailers attacking a 3-star unit, you know it's gonna be something spicy. And it's definitely something spicy with Merlinus, because I believe that he's gonna be having extremely low attack by 2020 standards. like extremely low attack. We're talking about 23 attack. This Red Thief is a 3-star Red Thief, and he still needs to double this Red Thief to kill him. And Red Thieves have extremely low defense. So Merlinus is not gonna have a very conventional stat line. I think he's gonna have low attack, very high speed, and like alright defense. Mainly because he's not taking any damage from this Red Thief. So it could be like that, or he can not be that min-max and he could have more resistance and less speed, which would make him pretty interesting in it, to say the least, because his HP is ridiculously high at 50. That is just too high for any kind of range cavalry unit, honestly. So definitely pretty interesting unit. He does have excellent fodder, but sadly he's not gonna have the greatest attack, which is to be expected because he's a merchant. He doesn't have a wagon in his sprite. And the final unit and the star of this banner is gonna be Princess Guinivere. So she is blue tome infantry, which is to be expected. She's got Aureola, so I guess Athos will have some kind of holy four-blaze or something like that. So Aureola is a very powerful weapon here because it has got effective damage against all tomes, which is really great. It is not restricted to any kind of movement type. It is targeting a weapon class type, which just gives her such wide coverage and such wide amount of, effective damage on so many units. Pretty insane, honestly. And she's basically gonna be a mage killer essentially with that effective damage. Been a while since we have got this kind of weapon. The last time we got this was on Halloween Sakura Katie Paddle, but that was not a very strong weapon and it was not on a very strong unit. But Princess Guinevere is definitely a very powerful unit, it seems. And if she initiates combat or if she's within 2 spaces of an ally, it gives her +3 attack speed and resistance. She doesn't get any defense, so keep that in mind. And she also disables any kind of adaptive damage and also restores 7 HP to herself and allies within 2 spaces after combat. So this is like Breath of Life 4 basically, because this is going to be active in both phases. It's really nice for her longevity and has incredible synergy with attack res push because she's going to be just negating that kind of self damage. And if you stack this up with Mystic Boost, then she can have really, really good longevity, but she's going to be having pretty low defense, so she's still prone to getting one shot, and she doesn't seem to have very high HP. So this is a very powerful weapon, has got good self-sustain. She can also take care of dragons because she can disable the adaptive damage. And I feel like she does have quite a lot of potential, honestly. Both in the hands of AI and even in the hands of players. She seems to be a strong unit. She has attack res push, lull attack resistance, and joint drive res. Despite the fact that she has got a pretty res-oriented kit, I think she's going to be pretty fast. So here she's going to be triggering her iceberg, so we could calculate her resistance basically. Okay, I don't know why that's sped up. But basically, yeah, she takes out this red mage here. And the animation is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that animation, it's amazing. So she takes out this red mage and she did trigger her iceberg. So I think she's going to be having a stat spread similar to this. Very high speed, pretty nice attack, and very high resistance as you would expect. Her tome also gives her +3 resistance, and of course she gets +5 attack, speed, and resistance if the condition is active, which is pretty easy to do a lot of times. So this is going to be her stat spread. She's going to be a pretty nice mage killer, basically a counter pick unit for a lot of like Arena Assault and Ether Raids offense stuff. Pretty nice counter pick unit. She is going to be having low defense, so pretty easy to one-shot her. So it's not like a thing like Young Sheeta had basically, much easier to deal with, but definitely a solid unit in my eyes. And then we also have the final chapter of Book 5. And we also have the final unit from this batch, which is going to be Galle. So he's a lance flyer, and he's going to be Grand Hero Battle unit, the free unit this time. And he has got Guard Lance as his weapon. Now the thing is that he's going to be having pretty intense competition with Seteth, who just got demoted. And he does have a preferred weapon. So I hope that they could, have min-max stat line on Galle to make him stand out, or at least give him like some nice rare skills. That would be really, really nice, and I'm definitely looking forward to him. Guard Lance is actually not that bad because we didn't have it in the normal pool. It was locked to 5-star Fiora, so it's nice that we have another defensive option, I guess, with Guard Lance. But still, the fact that Lance Flyer is a very competitive class type is always going to be making people nervous whenever we have new of these units in that class. So that is going to be my first impression and stat speculation. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know about your thoughts in the comment section down below about this banner and who are you going to be summoning. And I want to thank all of my YouTube members for their constant support. And if you enjoyed, then please be sure to leave a like and a comment. Helps me tremendously, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I wish YouTube sub boxes were about as effective as Areola. So that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.